Okay, welcome back to the channel, guys. I am your host, Zach, and today we have the contents of our mini tin laid out, just showing what all we had in that mini tin, and then we're going to look into how we can incorporate that into our Altoids tin, and what options and what things we can fit into that kit. And so let's check it out today on Airborne Outdoors. Okay guys, so just a little reminder of the items we had packed away in our mini tin. We just had that good 5 feet of micro paracord, that match and striker, our little knife, great little option for such a tiny little kit. We had a needle, a candle wick, great for starting that fire, a little chem light, a little wire, couple fishing hooks, sinker, pin, safety pin, and our little ferro rod. And so let's just imagine, because we have that kit in here, that we're going to roll it into this Altoids Survival tin. And again, you know, this is a part of a bigger system, so we're not panicking about getting all of our bases covered in these tiny little kits, but we're just having fun, seeing what we can fit in these kind of smaller little tins. So right off top, we'll talk about that live fire, which I couldn't think of the name of in the other day's video, but it's basically made in them same size little tins. And so this is an amazing aid to starting a fire, especially in damp, wet conditions where you really need a long burn to get that tinder going. So, you know, that fits in there great. I did notice, I used to have a lot more of these mini tins, and if this was empty, you could fit 6 of these in there and still have a little room on the edge. So that might be something we look at into in the future as well. But for now, we have that live fire in there. Right on the top here. Let's zoom out a little bit. There we go. Threw one of those coffee filters in there. Just thinking it's part of a bigger kit, and you know, we're gonna have our filtration and our water tablets and everything, and why not just have an extra filter tucked in there? And then I was thinking about adding a couple more paper clips, and it worked pretty good to just pin those together. So that was a great little add. P51. Like I said before, you know, you don't know where this kit's going to be sitting in your car. You broke down. You got some cans in the trunk because you went grocery shopping. Who knows? Post-apocalyptic scavenging. And this could really come in handy. I mean, well, I was in the military there. The sea rats were already gone, but people did carry these around because occasionally you used them. And so what will all fit in here? Well, let me get this out. This was just my mini tin that had the other kit. And I wanted that kit to be out already, so we're just imagining that kit was in there. What else will fit in here? Our nice little titanium whistle. Okay, we'll blow it. It's loud. I don't want to blow it too loud. These things really are awesome, guys. Just these cheap little barrel whistles like this, you find them online. They don't have a P, so they will blow in the cold, which is what I am interested in finding. Couple Q-tips. We do have a little bit of first aid on the bottom here, so I threw in a couple Q-tips at the end just because they fit. And again, we're looking at what kind of options will fit in here. We can look at some other things that we could swap in and out, and what all you can do to trick this thing out. But I got a few nails in here, 4 nails. Could have fit more, but could definitely come in handy. Shelter building. Trap making, you know, I was thinking you spike one of those through a twig, and then you bend that up and you make that little spike trap. Man, you got them. Oh, neat little tool here. I put in some of my kits, but just like a little toothpick. Very sharp. Would definitely, like I said, yeah, you don't need a toothpick until you really need one. And then when you need one, you really need one, and this could be a lifesaver. But it's a little beefy for what it is. But to add, it's like I said, it's something that fits in here, so it could be an option. You know, like this was an option putting the nice tweezers in there, but it didn't fit straight across exactly, and it kind of poked out a little bit, but it's really close. It's something I could have put in there. Another one of my larger rolls of thread, just heavy duty thread, go along with that needle, you know, because something like that's not going to fit in that mini tin. So now you got some heavier thread. Just another small kind of cool little piece is just this tiny little knife, and it's more like an X-Acto knife, so it's going to have its very particular uses. But trying to carve out, etch out a line in something, like maybe trying to make a fine cut into that bandana, or you want to cut it just right to make a strip of this or that. But again, it's just something that fits in this mini kit that could be an option. Here's kind of the big, you know, what are you going to put in here? Because, you know, you could pack this out with fishing gear. I think it'd be smart to just pack one of these with fishing gear and have that in there for fishing, and have another one in there for your live fire, and have another one in there for all your other little pins and pokers and stuff like that. And so here we got the full-size mag bar. Fits in there real nice. You got the ferro rod on this side and the bar on this side, and that ferro rod kind of tucks under there, makes it fit quite well. But, you know, some other options, you could go with like a full-size lighter, is about the same size. It's kind of it's a toss-up, because a lighter is so easy to get a fire going, but they do break, they do run out of fuel. I think one of your biggest problems is you're going to lose it anyway. So I went with the ferro rod, just thinking it's more reliable long term. But if I was out in the range right now and I had to get a fire going, I would probably want the lighter. But there it is for what it is. Another option could be like if you want to throw in a more like a larger blade, like this is like the Gerber Paraframe 2, or the small, whichever one. There's a smaller one. I think it's the Gerber Paraframe 2. Otherwise, you know, I got like, what kind of other options? I got my little knife kit over here. You got like a Swiss Army knife. This is the Mini Champ A-Locks edition, and you know that would fit in there just perfect. You know, I'm kind of what's smaller than that mag bar taking up all that room, you know. So this could be a fairly complete part of the system, or even something like a Gerber dime to have that pliers to manipulate that trap, that snare wire, can be very useful. You know, backup knife on there, bottle opener, screwdriver, kind of a tiny worthless little scissors, but you know, you got some options on there too. So or even something like this is kind of one of my favorite little Swiss Army knives, just a little rambler. You just got your knife and your file, and this one has that extra, kind of the extra thing on this is that Phillips head screwdriver with the bottle opener and the wire stripper there. Kind of more of maybe a urban micro carry, but still a neat little option. So back to the kit, we went with the ferro, with the mag bar, the ferro rod on it, and then just to fill out the kit, to have something, because again, I would almost say, like, if you're going to add this to our bigger kit, we could have maybe 2 or 3 or 4 of these Altoid kits in the bigger kit, and one of them could just be first aid. But to show what kind of stuff fits in here, we have our favorite little Equate Band-Aid. Kind of a little 3-piece kit here, as far as wipe it down with the alcohol prep pad, cover it up with your triple antibiotic ointment, and then bandage it up. And like I said, you know, when I cut my thumb, it already went away, but when I cut my thumb up camping last month, it was a gash, and the Band-Aid, it was dripping everywhere. If I wouldn't have covered that up, it would have been a mess. And so let's take a look at this stuff just laid out a little better. And so there we have it, guys. All the contents of the kit laid out. Kind of showing what a fun little thought experiment it can be to see what all you can fit just in that Altoids tin. And the reason I want to do that is when you get to your 5-pound kit, and then ultimately to your limit of 25-30 pounds, what all can you fit in there, that it's a great idea to start out small and get the details good, get the details right, and I think the whole kit will turn out a lot better. So there you have it, guys. All the little items all packed up into our little Altoids tin. Side note, little bonus, guys. I kind of want to look at this little knife I picked up on at Walmart the other day. So, guys, I was strolling through my camping section, my local Walmart the other day, picking up some formula for the baby, and on the end cap, I had heard about how Walmart had released all kinds of knives in their series of their branded, what are they called again? Like, it's just their kind of cheapy generic brand name. Can't remember what it's called, but I'll put it right here. Ran into this, all their folders. I was like, they're just so cheap and so junk. I can't recommend those in any kind of survival kit. Even an EDC pocket carry, there's, sometimes it's worth spending $50 or $100 on a good EDC pocket knife. But as far as budget friendly goes, because times are tough and people are not wanting to spend a whole lot of money, looked up at the sign and it was like $6.97, and it didn't matter what you picked. And at first I saw this, and I saw this piece through here. I thought it was a folding knife, and then I read the package. It said 7.5-inch stainless steel full tang fixed blade knife. And I'm like, I picked up the package and I was like, wow, it's got a little beef to it for such a small knife, so it's not junk. I could not find, the steel was not written on the package, and so I got online and tried to look up the steel, and it just says stainless steel. So there's all kinds of different stainless steels, and this it's got a nice edge on it. I was using it to cut packaging and zip ties and fishing line, and it was working great. And it comes with the sheath. It doesn't snap like super tight, but it snaps tight enough to where if I wanted to string that up as a neck knife, it'd be about as big of a neck knife as you want. It also does come with you have like a belt clip here, so you could run your belt through there, or just clip this onto your jeans and have it on your side. I mean, it's so small. This would be a great knife, I think, for just a budget, like a budget sling pack, just a small, kind of like maybe even something I would carry in like my Maxpedition Jumbo Versa pack, kind of a smaller, kind of switch it out for that Mora knife, which is, like a rat tang. This is a full tang. I think this would be, and it's so cheap. You wouldn't mind to take this out, and you could split some 3-inch wood with this, logs. It'd be tough, but it could definitely be done, smacking it and pounding it. And, if you happen to bust it in half, it's a cheapie anyway. Oh, there it is. Ozark Trail. The Ozark Trail brand. So yeah, it's a 3.25-inch blade, or 3.5-inch blade with a 3.5-inch handle, something like that, 3 3/4. Just big enough. Like I said, I have kind of thicker, but smaller hands. But so the 3 fingers fit on the main grip, and then the pinky kind of goes around the pommels. That's at that angle. And so it doesn't have any jimping or anything, but I could definitely see getting up on this and whittling my fire sticks and carving my traps for my figure 4 deadfall, which I still got to get out there and demonstrate some trapping with some primitive traps, because my 2 weeks training in the Army, I learned how to make some traps. So that's kind of fun, and doesn't take too much time. You just need 3 sticks, and you need to know how to carve them out and get your little bait stick in there. But what a great little knife, guys. Little Ozark Trail stainless steel fixed blade knife. Kind of a plasticky, it's not too grippy or rubbery, but it's not perfectly smooth either. And you got a hole on the end here. You could fix a nice little lanyard on there. You got your holes here where you could strap this to your pack or make that a neck knife. Got your belt clip there. So overall, guys, I just wanted to throw a little bonus review in there. The Ozark Trail 7.5-inch stainless steel fixed blade full tang knife. And that's it, guys. Hope you are enjoying the channel. Hope you liked the video. If you did like this video, please give it the thumbs up. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Tell all your friends about airborne outdoors, and I will see you in the next video.